Hey everybody, welcome to the channel formerly known as Empower Radio. My name is Brent Carey, and it's hard to believe it was 14 years ago this week that Empower Radio was born. I had left my radio job out west to move back to Michigan to start Empower, and the online station and podcast platform finished up a 13-year run last summer. And in the meantime, I mean, everything is still in place. So I appreciate you jumping on here, and we are live right now. So if you want to say hello or just check in with us wherever you might be, let me know. We are on YouTube and also Facebook at the moment. But during the 13 years of Empower Radio, I had a chance to work with so many amazing people, and they were the faces and the voices really that you heard on the network. And there were so many people behind the scenes too who you never had a chance to hear, but they were part of the big adventure that we did. And many of those hosts are still doing great things, podcasts. They're doing writing, teaching, and continuing their work in other places. So we'll have to kind of point you in those directions as well, because they were just a huge part of what we did here. But behind the scenes, that's been my role, and I guess I've been feeling the nudge in the past year to step out from behind the scenes a little bit and just start something new, and that's why we're here. Um, we'll talk more about that in the future, and also it'd be great to get input from you as well. But I thought it would be fun to just jump on here and say hello, and also test a few things out. And I also have a special guest who I'm going to bring in just a moment. Hey, it's Remy. Hey, Remy. Talking about some of the very important people behind the scenes, our VIPs. There's one right there. So Remy, it's great to hear from you. Thanks for popping in. I'm glad you saw that we were live tonight. So I thought it would be fun to bring in a special guest. And when I was talking about 14 years ago, when Empower started, she was right there, one of the first hosts that we had on the network. Lisa Jesswine, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
I'm great. It's great to see you. Thanks
It's
for
good to see
popping in
you.
here with me and
Oh,
doing a
absolutely.
little test. I thought it would be fun if we pulled a few cards, and we'll do that in just a minute. But you do like a daily thing at the moment on your social media, right?
Right. So on Instagram, on TikTok, and on Facebook, under Intuitive You or under my name, Lisa Jessline, depending on where you're going. I try and pull a message of the day. Now, it doesn't happen every day because sometimes I'm not camera ready and I don't want to do that. So you might see a funny little quip or just a card or whatever. But just to sort of give you a little bit of motivation, some direction. Sometimes it's specifically towards a topic and it might resonate with you, but just to give everybody a little bit of fun. I also hashtag myself as the motivational medium. So hashtag
Nice. Well,
motivational
and
medium.
for people who might not know, Lisa and I met when we were both doing radio full time in Detroit. So, Lisa and I became fast friends. We worked together for many years. Also at the media school in Detroit. Shout out to everybody from Specs Howard. And
Mm-hmm.
also, like I said, she was one of the first hosts that we had on the network with her podcast Real Life. We did some videos. Remember the videos from like the very early
Oh
days?
yeah.
So
Well,
those
yeah, and this
were
is
those were a
back
lot of fun
before
too.
podcasts became really the cool hip thing to do. Like this
We
was
used to
back
have
when
to
I was like,
explain people what a podcast was and how to listen. That's how a little too early we were with everything. Um, but since then, I mean, you are doing your intuitive you business, your mediumship and intuitive readings full time now.
yes, I am. So in a quick nutshell, my business is called Intuitive You, and you can reach it at intuitiveyou.net. And it is it is a reading business. So for the lack of calling me anything that I can't quite think of. It would just be psychic mediumship. And I've been doing this well over 30 years, but I've been doing it full time since the pandemic started. So look at that. That, you just talked before, Brent, when you said something about I was being nudged. And I was like, yes, way to listen to that little inner voice, that gut instinct, that feeling.
Mhm.
That's how you always know you're going in the right direction. So I appreciated you saying that.
Absolutely. And I thought it would be fun since if I don't know when you might be watching this, but while we're doing this live, it's Monday of a new week. So what do you say? Pull a card or two or three, just about the week ahead. Weeks
Sure.
have feelings to them, kind of like an energy. So I'd be curious to just kind of see what you get for the week ahead.
Okay. And this is what I have to say. Everybody, don't buy into the Mercury retrograde craziness. Okay. You can have a very good, awesome week, even if it's in the middle of Mercury retrograde. Just letting you know that, folks. All right, here we go. Brent, all you're going to do, and this is what I do when people are sitting with me. First thing you do is just tell me when to stop shuffling. That's all you got to do.
Okay. And stop.
Okay, great. Give me a number less than 10.
7.
Okay, and we're going to pull this 7, 8, 9. We're going to go that. That's where we're going to start. Why? Just because that's what Spirit told me to do, and I don't argue with them when they ask me to do certain things. So the first thing we got for the week ahead, or what we're looking at, this particular card, which happens to be the 8 of Cups. Now understand that each of the tarot suits means something different. I learned tarot in a completely different way. So if you're somebody who knows tarot and you go, hey, that's not what the 8 of Cups means, it's what it means for me every time I draw this. So just know there are different interpretations. This particular time, this is what they call a spiritual quest card. And it basically means going after that thing that's been speaking to you. Isn't that funny? You just said that.
It
So
is a theme for the week.
It is a theme for the week, is about following that little gut instinct that has been nudging at you. And you don't need to be afraid, even if you have to do it alone. Okay. Not everybody's going to get it. Not everybody's going to understand what you're doing, and they don't need to. All right. So this is about following that. Now, next up, because we're going to read all 3 cards here. Next up, we have, okay, this particular card is what they call the 3 of Pentacles. Every time I see this card, it reminds me of the words creative collaboration. Because I don't know if you can tell, it looks a little bit like they're getting married there, right? It's not actually a marriage card. But the creative collaboration part of this says, I want to make sure that you have support. So remember, you don't need to know how to fully make something happen. You just have to surround yourself with people that do. Okay, so that's why this creative collaboration card is coming up along with the spiritual quest card or the nudging card. Okay, so this one means you don't have to do it alone. And then the third and final card we get, da 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 da. This is the Ace of Pentacles, which is all about enjoying that new beginning and the success that comes from that. So this is very interesting, the order that it came up in and how it's going, because this is success in the endeavor that we are doing. And it's about having enough energy, time, and space in order to make it happen. It's also associated with health. So make sure that as you're moving through this new part of your life, you're taking really good care of your health. You know, if you're not, you do. If you're eating like crap, that's not going to work. Okay. So there are our 3 cards today. All right. Da, da, da. So spiritual quest, creative collaboration, and final fabulous outcome while we're taking care of our health.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, and I'm curious too, when we're talking about themes for the week, when you do your, consultations with people, do you have themes as well that you seem to play out? Like this week, I've talked to a lot of people about this topic, or this seems to be coming up for people in different weeks.
Daily. So sometimes when I have 2 clients in the same day, which I do, whatever the first client's issue is that's going on, I swear to God, about 89% of the time, the second client's going through the same thing, and they're not related to each other. They don't know each other. So sometimes there will be like a theme for the day. It could be, connecting with their father on the other side, It could be wanting to start a new business or leave a job. It could be about relationship issues or issues with children. So sometimes I will see a repetitive pattern, which sometimes this has happened. The second client, I'll think to myself, did I just say this? And the client will say, no, you didn't. And then I thought, oh, that's because it was said to the person before you. So yeah, there are themes.
That's interesting. Well, and even with your daily card pulls, I can't tell you how often, what you're bringing up. It's what's going on in people's lives, or at least it's been timely for me. And I see some of the comments you get too. So that's pretty universal. When you're doing your daily uh, readings, where can people find that again?
They can find that at intuitiveyou.net.
Okay.
So that is my website, intuitiveyou.net.
All right. And also, um, because Lisa does amazing readings, if somebody's seeing this and they have something going on, like, I've been thinking about getting a reading or talking to somebody about this, do you have um, availability for, like sometimes there are emergency things, right, where they need it pretty quick? Do you
Mm-hmm.
have that kind of situation available?
Yes.
Okay.
Trust me, there's always the way to do this. So even if someone went on the site and they're trying to schedule an appointment, and let's say you like the day, but the time doesn't work, just hit the contact me section on my website and say, hey, Lisa, I saw you have an opening on this date at this time. I can't make that time. But can we try and change the time? You always have to ask. This goes the same with spirit or when you want something different in your life. You just have to ask. Okay. So yes is the short answer to that.
Well, I'm glad to hear you have some openings. I know there are times where you're booked out 3 months, so take advantage of this.
Rush. It's a
So
little
that,
bit easier now because this is my full-time job. So it
yeah,
allows me to get a lot of people in even all week long. So I'd love to see you. And I do Zoom and I do FaceTime, phone, in person is my favorite, but not everybody lives in Michigan. I know that.
so it doesn't matter where somebody lives.
Doesn't matter. I have clients in Spain, in England, in California, in Georgia, New York, all over. So that's
Okay,
the beautiful part about it is it all works even if you're not sitting right in front of me.
perfect. Well, and I know too, gosh, with Empower, we have people connected with us all over the world, and whether you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook, I
Mhm.
appreciate you popping in here, and we're going to do more of these because um, what you can help me with, we're going to talk about different things that you might be interested in because it's not just what I want to talk about. I do have some great people that I'd like to bring on and talk to, but also, what's important to you? What would be interesting? And also, maybe next time we'll talk a little bit more about a new name for the channel because you may have noticed I put Empower TV. We're not radio anymore, so so we'll work on that. So this will be a collaborative effort. But Lisa, thank you for popping in here.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it. This was fun. And
Love it.
if you're seeing this after our live stream, leave a comment, and hopefully you can join us again as we kind of get things back in order here, and I get to learn how everything works again with our live stream. All right. Any final words of wisdom, Lisa?
Just God bless you, Brett, for all for following that little hunch that said to throw this back on because I think this could be a really good resource for people, even just as a place to kind of feel better. Or like Brent said, if you have a question about something, no matter what it is, throw it on here. Get in touch with him and he'll try and see if he can, get some people on or answer it himself. So thanks for doing
Absolutely.
it, Brent.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Thank you, Lisa.
Bye.